Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Rabbi Eliezer Melamed Shlita. Here we are, Yom Chamishi. Today here in the United States, a very solemn and somber day as we mark the 24th anniversary of 9/11, the day of the attacks of our country, and we remember all the holy souls that were taken from us that day. Please continue davening for Chaylei Tzva Gan Yisrael, for Shalom L'Chol Petzui Yisrael, and the safe return of our hostages. We learn each day Le'ilui Nishmat Saren Daniel Shimon ben Harav Dernon V'Sheli Hashem Yakum Damo. Next chapter, Dini Hafsaka Pesukei Dezimra. Kivan shebirchas baruch she'amar hi habracha shel lefnei Pesukei Dezimra. V'yishtabach hi habracha she'achareihem. Harei shekol Pesukei Dezimra hem chativa achas v'asur lahafsik be'emtza mirasam. So since the entirety of Pesukei Dezimra is bookmarked by a blessing beginning with Baruch She'amar at the beginning, and Yishtabach at the end, we consider Pesukei Dezimra as one whole entity, and therefore one cannot make any interruptions during that period. Amnam l'tzorach gadol kagon limnoa hefsed mutal hafsik b'dibur. But if, let's say, there's a great need, you might incur a loss of money, a great loss, then you're allowed to interrupt with speech. V'chein kedei limnoa elbon mutal lomar shalom. And also, if, let's say, by not answering hello to someone, they might get insulted, it might create a fight, they don't realize you're in the middle of davening, a place where you can't answer, you could also respond and say hello. Someone has to go to the bathroom in the middle of Pesukei Dezimra, should do so, recite Asher Yatzar afterwards, as we always do after using the facilities, and then continue with Pesukei Dezimra. In note number 6 here, the Rav gives different opinions as to when you should say Asher Yatzar. Some say after Yishtabach, some say after davening, but you'll see it there in note number 6. Let's say you're davening Pesukei Dezimra and the minyan, they are saying brachos and you want to answer amen. Or they're saying kaddish and you want to answer amen. So in general, when you're in a place that you can't make a hefsek, like this in Pesukei Dezimra, you can answer amen, but not baruch hu u'baruch shemo. And even though you're allowed to answer amen, in chova la'anos, you're not required to. Since he is busy with the recitation of the mitzvah of Pesukei Dezimra, so then he's exempt from the mitzvah of answering to other matters of kedusha. So let's somebody who's concentrating intently while reciting Pesukei Dezimra, and by answering amen, it will, as they say, shter his kavana. It will disturb him. He won't be able to concentrate further. Mutav sheyamshich l'amram bekavana v'lo yan amen. He should continue reciting Pesukei Dezimra instead of answering amen. Aval im shamas atzibur omrim kedusha ya'amod b'raglayim tzmudos v'yitztaref aleihem kedei sh'liyivlod kamo she'enu mishtatif im atzibur b'dvarim she'b'kedusha. However, if let's say the tzibur is up to kedusha, so we don't want to look like we are not wanting to take part in the Kedusha and that holy part of davening. So therefore one should stand up, put your feet together, or you should join and recite Kedusha. Again, we don't want to give the appearance as if I don't want to join the congregation. Same thing if they're up to Modim, or if they're up to Baruch Hu and you want to bow, you could do a little head fake bow, but you should get up and you should bow and recite it with them. Let's say you're davening somewhere where there are multiple minyanim taking place at the same time. Well, you could use the kotel as an example, where you have many minyanim in the same location. Your minyan is at Pesukei Dezimra, and next door, or right next to you, they're saying modim, they're saying kedusha. You're not required to get up and answer with them. You could continue sitting and saying your Pesukei Dezimra. Why? Because it won't appear as if you are separating from the congregation, because it's clear that there are many minyanim going on, many different services at once, and therefore it seems that you're sticking with your service. You shouldn't call someone for an aliyah if he's in the middle of Pesukei Dezimra. Only if he's, let's say, a Kohen or a Levi, and there is no other Kohen and no other Levi to call up, then you can call him for an aliyah. And if you have to be in that situation where you're called, you're the only Kohen, you're the only Levi, and you're in the middle of Pesukei Dezimra, you can't make a hefsek, but you can make the bracha on the Torah, but you can't ask the Gabi to make mishaberach and give a donation, etc., etc. And if let's say you were mistakenly called up, meaning the Gabbai didn't realize that you're in the middle of Pesukei Dezimra, and he called you anyway, you should still go up, because even though you shouldn't talk, and that's not ideal, but nevertheless there's something called Kavod HaTzibur and Kavod HaTorah, out of deference to the congregation, not creating a delay, and to the Torah. We don't want to look like we don't want Aliyah in a Torah. And this is general the rule that when you're called for an Aliyah, you should take it, unless there's a real reason why you can't take it. But if you're called, you should absolutely take it. And there's no reason because of Kavod HaTzibur, which takes precedence over your own personal kavod, and certainly Kavod HaTorah, which is of paramount importance. So thank you so much for joining us today. Please continue davening for Chaylei Tzvah and Yisrael for Shalom Chol Tzvei Yisrael, the safe return of our hostages. Nishmat and Daniel Shimon, our Avdom Mishloy Shem Gamo. Thank you so much for joining us this entire week. Have a great day. We'll see you here next time.